it's a complete mind scramble when these quail get up and you actually have to, you're shooting level compared to blue sky, which is, antithetical for us, right? But, we'll get there at the end. That's one of the biggest things that I've had to overcome challenge-wise shooting these quail, is making sure that I take these shots when my instinct is saying absolutely not. So, but that's part of the fun of it.
3 of us, sharing 2 guns and a camera, drive out with a guide to find quail on a big estate in central Florida. Our guide describes the hunting area.
In these pine trees right here, this is called wild bird. This is actually wild bird west and wild bird east. And they call it that because there's quite a few wild coveys of quail in here, so there's a good chance that we're going to find some wild birds in here.
When we get there, we unload 2 dogs and load up 2 guns.
We don't feed them with the feeders anymore because it attracts rattlesnakes, but we do feed in here to keep the birds here.
Yeah.
And so this is one of the areas right here that we feed, that wild birds come to.
Nice.
So there's a good chance we could get on a wild covey of birds right here.
And how will those fly differently, you think?
They're smaller and faster.
Smaller and faster. Excellent.
Small and fast are exactly what make quail such a fabulous sporting quarry. And they explode in front of you.
I think that was a dos por uno.
Flying always at once. I am quickly put in my place.
The bird?
James lived for years in the UK, so is in a good position to compare quail to British walk-up shooting.
Got it. It's pretty much the apex of snap shooting. I mean, it's beyond grouse even. The speed on these things, it's incredible.
Bird here.
Yeah, nice one.
10 to 1.
Dogs are essential here, and our guide uses a combination of pointing and flushing dogs. They love their work and can get over-enthusiastic, but that's the way the pro guides like them. The dogs work hard for it. It's not hot, but guides here are careful to give them a regular cool-off in ponds scraped throughout the woods. Our guide also changes over dogs twice during our morning outing. They have to be on top form because when it comes to dead quail, there are other interested parties.
It's fine when the dogs work once or twice a week, but when they're working 5 or 6 days a week for 6 months straight, you have to change them out frequently so they don't get overworked.
There is the occasional de-thorning. This brush is brutal on dogs, but they love it, and it's all for the greater good, that is, quail hunting. James is getting it together nicely. They can pop up from anywhere.
Bird right here.
Damn it!
Here, again.
See him running along the floor there.
Shot.
So we had guesses so far. 14, 22 and 30.
17.
17. Oh. I think 14 is a winner there.
Yeah, 14 is a winner.
Yep. This is just solid maize.
What?
You've only got live birds on this side.
look at those go.
More wild birds. Watch it down. We'll get back on them. So those birds sit down right
Sit down right by the pine tree.
there. Right.
He's been on the ground for a while, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
We get a lesson in quail aging.
These are males. Males have the white under the throat and over the eye. And then you can tell how old they are if you look at these feathers right here, these small feathers. If you look at these small feathers, when they have the little white tips on them, that means it was hatched this year. After their first year, Thunder, stop.
It's all right to see man and dog in perfect harmony.
After their first year, after their first molt, it'll turn all gray. Come on, guys, let's go.
Now that's an enthusiastic dog. James is a quail hunting superfan.
I would say that the southern quail hunting like this is definitely the pinnacle of bird sport. It really is, especially in this area. And you see the way they do this type of preserve, which is so well done. And then you go up into places like Georgia. I mean, just spectacular. These are basically they're like the equivalent of like a country club, but for shooting instead of golfing. And so yeah, the quail is definitely the pinnacle of shooting, American shooting. I think so.
We're betting 42, 43.
32, 33. 4, 39, 40.
I think this was the last one that came out with our guide and didn't shoot well.
For more about quail hunting at Silver Lake Preserve in Florida, go to silverlakepreserve.com. They even give you freeze-packed quail to take home.
So I'm sure you'll take the mickey out of me on that one, Charlie.
Come here, Dunder. Come here, buddy.